James Hazardine, head teacher of Trafford High School, on behalf of Faizn Islam and the community here, thank you for sowing the seeds of learning today, leading tomorrow in all our children. We wish you all the very best. Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to be asking Kate to be talking on this subject matter. I think it was about 6-7 months ago, Kate, we were doing a charity walk for the Kashmiri community who were affected by the floods. And as we were walking, we were talking about some of the issues that are affecting the Muslim community. Alama Sahib already said that Kate is very familiar already with some of the issues. But I was quite struck from what she said when I was talking along with her. She said, Shabir, why is the word jihad used in a very, very negative way? Jihad is a very special word, a very important meaning. But why is it being used in the media in this sort of way? And if I have an opportunity, I will raise this in the Parliament. And that is absolutely wonderful. Having a local MP who is in touch and appreciates and realizes some of the issues that are affecting. Alama Sahib already mentioned that he has put together a manifesto of some of the very key issues that are affecting the community. And one of the very, very important issues is about the Holy Prophet. Not our own Prophet, peace be upon it, but all the prophets and all the scriptures who often are being picked and being used in a way which sadly affects a lot of people, those that are faith-based communities. And unfortunately, they haven't got a source or resource to action that they can actually do something and say, well, who is actually supporting us, that we can voice our concerns that something like this is not helpful, it is damaging, and it is creating a lot of difficulties in the communities. So those people who are going to be speaking this evening, and I also will ask Kate, who will be sharing her thoughts, is what can we do? What can we do, and how can we address this issue effectively so that we are able to, through the legal system, able to address this issue, a very important issue, because there are, I don't want to say this word, lunatics out there who will misconstrue the Islam or any religion in the way that they want to. And of course, what is the impact? The impact is on the communities, which have to then pick up the pieces. So Kate, without further ado, can I ask you to share your thoughts on this matter, please?
Assalamu alaikum, and it is a great pleasure to be here again in Faizn Islam, and a great privilege to join you this evening. And I know it's a very important and special evening in the mosque, and that you will have the honour of a very, very distinguished guest speaker later on this evening. I'm very pleased to come now to join you in the discussion that has been taking place tonight about hate crime, about the stress and pressure and tensions that tragically we are feeling between and among all of our communities again in response to terrible events around the world, and a terrible reaction, I think, in terms of the way in which it has created division and suspicion between our different communities. And as your Member of Parliament here, especially in Old Trafford, I feel very, very saddened by this increase in hostility and suspicion, because Old Trafford has been a very special place for communities to live and work and learn together. And James is right, when you look at our young people in our schools, we can see that there is so much goodwill and friendship between and across our different communities, and it's tragic to me to see people here in Trafford feeling that no longer does everyone regard them with respect and with warmth and welcome. That's something I cannot tolerate. And when my Muslim constituents say to me that they feel that there is suspicion or hostility towards them, even in the streets around here in Stretford, I'm deeply concerned about that. I'm very, very disturbed. I'm very anxious that all of us who have leadership organisations in society should be speaking out about that. I also know that Islam is a very beautiful religion, a religion of peace and dignity and respect for all. And the way in which it is being falsely characterised in some places, in some parts of the media, is completely unwarranted and unjustified. And I want to assure you that where that happens, where you draw my attention to that, I will speak against
Please be seated as our honorable guest of today, as Chair, as you see, have arrived. And inshallah, he will be giving his beautiful speech. But before, as already our Right Honorable Catherine has started, so I would request her to complete her message of today. And after, inshallah, the program will be continued. So,
I want to bring to you my assurance that where you tell me of experiences of lack of dignity, lack of respect, lack of honour for Islam and for our Muslim families and communities, it will be my job in Parliament to speak out for the dignity and respect that we expect for everybody. And I am concerned that the rhetoric has become so negative and so divisive. And I know too that people are concerned that some of the laws and some of the way in which our government has been talking about our Muslim brothers and sisters is hurtful and offensive too. I know that people are concerned about some of our new counter-terrorism legislation, that it will not be applied fairly. And if I may say so, I know that mothers in your community are particularly concerned that young Muslim people will be the victims of unfairness and injustice. and it's very important that our security services pay close regard to the equality and rights of our Muslim young people. I also know that ministers, government ministers, are placing a great deal of emphasis on de-radicalisation, on the PREVENT programme, on trying to disrupt what they perceive as a threat of terrorist or illegal behaviour, but not enough attention, in my view, to promoting good community relations, to celebrating the different faiths and communities who go to make up the rich society that we live in here. And I can assure you that every time in Parliament that we have talked about the measures that ministers wish to take against terrorism, I stand up and say, and we want positive messages of welcome and recognition and honour for our different faiths and communities too. And I will go on doing that because we are privileged, I think, here to have such a strong mix of communities, and including and especially our Muslim community, which plays such an important part in our society. And I know here at Faizn Islam some of the things that you have done to reach out to your own community and beyond your own community. I've been here when you've been serving food and offering hospitality at Christmas time to your neighbours, those who have less than you. I've been here when you've done the wonderful public information events around health and well-being and made a big difference to communities and families here to understand how to improve health and take care of yourselves. And I just want to urge you to do more of this, to go on reaching out, please, even if you feel that others in our community are trying to push you away. Please, you have so much to give and to bring to our community, and I ask you that you go on doing so. Because I know in the end, the more that people meet one another, the more they will be comfortable and confident for us to be here together, as everyone has a right to be. And I will not tolerate any one of our communities being insulted or disrespected, as too often it seems to me these days, it seems to be considered it will be okay to do when it comes to Islam. And when people disrespect the Prophet, disrespect the faith, I will speak out about that. And I will ask you to report to me whenever you come across that here. That's my commitment to you, and if I'm re-elected to Parliament after the general election on the 7th of May, I promise you I'll continue to do that. I do that because of my great respect for you as a community and how much I enjoy having you as my friends, my neighbours, my close family. So thank you very much for inviting me here this evening. I'm sorry we meet in quite difficult times, but only if we keep speaking out about it and being together will we be able to come through this very, very difficult period.